What is the one constant thing in your life? A lot of times you'll hear people say that the only constant in your life is change. Well, that's probably true because everything changes. Even if you don't want it to, everything changes in our life. It's a new day, something's going to be different. No, truly. The only constant in life is your attitude. We have the ultimate power over our attitude. You might say, well, Mark, people tick me off so much and I get so angry. Well, that's because you choose to be angry. Our attitude ends up determining the choices that we make in life. If we're angry, we'll make one set of choices. If we're happy and joyous, we'll make a different set of choices in the same circumstance, in the same situation. These choices will determine the result that we get in our life. So it's really the attitude that is, let's call it the thermostat. It's not the thermometer. Your attitude doesn't measure what you achieve. Your attitude determines the choices that you're going to take in order to get through a situation, to get through your life, or to get what you want in your life. It's all based on your attitude. Everything that we are today, everything that we can become in the future is completely up to us. It's our attitudes and it's the choices that we make that will be the determining factor in what we achieve and what we accomplish in life and where we go and what results we get in our life. You know, you can't change the weather, but you can change yourself. Thinking about weather, storms come all the time. Some of them come quickly and just blow through and they're done. Some of them last a lot longer time and they're disastrous. So the difference between, a quick thunderstorm and a hurricane, for example. Storms happen, they show up, some are quick and some are very, very, very troublesome and disastrous. But the sun always shines afterwards. Always. Maybe a few days, but always. So, what kind of storms do you have in your life? They come in all kinds. We all have different kinds of storms in our life. A loved one gets cancer. I have family and friends who have recently found out they have cancer. And that's troubling, and that's a storm in their life. It's a storm in my life because I care about them. Maybe you lose your job. This year, 2020, with the COVID virus, a lot of people have lost their job. That's a big storm because what are you going to do? Maybe you have a relationship that fails. It's a storm that comes into your life. These storms can be disappointing, truly, or even catastrophic. Some of them can be very catastrophic. But the big question you need to ask yourself is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about the storms in your life? Are you going to go hide in the corner and try and get away from it? Are you going to veg out on your couch and watch Netflix and just hope it all goes away? Truly, even in the face of a storm in your life, you can get stronger. It'll help you get stronger. You can get wiser because you'll find out things about yourself and other people that you didn't know before. You can get better because of the storms and the struggles you go through in your life. Storms will be storms. And that won't change. That won't ever change. They'll always come up in your life. They'll always be there. We'll always have to deal with them. But you can change. You can be different. You can choose to get through the storm differently. And it's all based on the attitude that you have about your life about where you're going, about what you want to accomplish, and how you're going to deal with this current situation. Now, today is day one post-election day here in the United States. As of this morning, still no determination who's going to be our next president. Some people are living today in fear of what's going to happen. One way or the other, I don't care. I mean, one way or other. Some people are living in fear. Why? You can't change it. If you voted yesterday, you did your job. So the only thing you have left today is your attitude. How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to live your life, no matter what the outcome, based on the attitude that you're going to have? You can be angry, you can be upset, you can be thrilled, you can be happy. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be for what? It's based on your attitude. You know, the way that things have always been in your life, the way that we've lived our lives, the things that we've always had in our life, you know, if we've always based our attitude on this event and that event, and our attitude's changing all the time, and we're letting the events of life affect our attitude, which then affects us health-wise, mentally, and all kinds of things. If we live our lives based on, our attitude is based on what happens around us, it's backwards. Your attitude doesn't depend on what happens around you. In the midst of the storms in your life, you can still have a very positive outlook and look for the silver lining in the storm. It's always there, somewhere. So the way that it has always been in your life, in our lives, isn't the way that it has to be. Jim Rohn, who great teacher, author on personal development, growth, success, all those kinds of things, written several books. His mentor as an early age, I think in his 20s, was a man named Earl Shoaff. I would suggest everybody at an early age get a mentor. Even if you're not at an early age, get a mentor to do something new in your life. Because mentors have been there before and they can help you overcome challenges and walk around roadblocks and all kinds of things. Anyway, Earl Shoaff said to Jim Rohn early in his life and his career, he said, "Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges. Wish for more wisdom." And that's what I wish for you. Your attitude determines where you go. There's a saying been around for a long time. I've heard it for 40 years, 40 plus years. Your attitude determines your altitude. How high you're going to go in your life, how high you're going to achieve in your life is all dependent on your attitude, and then I'm going to say your belief in your abilities to do it, which is part of your attitude. So what's your attitude today? We're post-election day. Sun came up. We're here. Nothing in your life has really changed, has it? Are you letting all of that determine what your attitude is today? Or are you going to be in charge? Are you going to take charge of your life, take charge of your attitude, and you be the thermostat of your life, and you determine what you're going to achieve in your life and how your life's going to go? Because the storms, the roadblocks will always be there, but how you decide you're going to deal with it is totally up to you. So the only constant that you have in life is your attitude and how you use it. I'm Mark Schinnerer, coming to you this morning from the porch with your Wednesday Wisdom. Made it to the middle of the week. Have a great rest of your week. I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.